Good morning everyone. So today's problem child is a Mitsubishi Outlander Intelligent Motion, and this is a 2011. Now, couldn't be sure, but I think this is a 2.2 diesel engine that's in this machine. So customer's complaint is low power or lacking power, and the engine management light is on. So we'll just confirm his complaint. So start it up. Indeed, engine management light is on, and wow, the fuel light is flashing. Look at that. That's fantastic. Does he think we need to drop the tank or something like that? Can't believe it. Anyway, we'll put a £10 worth of fuel in it, and it'll cost him £20. That's how you sort that out. Right, let's go to the scan. So scan is just about completing. Sorry, completed. And you see we have two faults in the MPI module. So let's go and have a look in here. Oh, here we go. A P2463 DPF Soot Accumulation and a P1499 DPF high temperature. So what do you think the cause and effect is? Well, I've never looked. You're looking at the same as me for the first time. I would think this is the cause and that's effect. Well, the DPF is never the cause, it's always an effect, isn't it? Something else is causing that. So, high temperature. So you'd imagine there's a sensor no reading right, or maybe when it's trying to do its DPF regen, it's overcooking. Not really sure. So let's come down here. Move this guy away. Enter in. Fault code again. Active. So let's drop some data PIDs. How many we got? 166. Right, I'll go through them. Pick the most prevalent. So I've just typed in DPF at the top right here. So we'll just select all, anything to do with the DPF. So DPF pressure sensor 25 kilopascals. That's massive. So let's rev it up. 105 kilopascals. That's big. I'll do the conversion for you. In fact, let's go to the conversion. MPA. Oh, it stinks, this thing. Is that PS? Right now. Let's go bar. So that's a quarter of a bar, so that must be 3 PSI. Oh, 1 bar. There we go. We've got 14 PSI of pressure in the exhaust. So DPF on. DPF pressure 195. So that's the DPF pressure sensor before. I don't know what that is. The DPF, they're both stuck at 195. That's them both up to 200. DPF pressure sensor after DPF 160. DPF temperature 190. DPF pressure sensor 150. DPF temperature sensor max 950. We'll go to meltdown. Maximum amount of DPF temperature 0 degrees. Odometer. So let's monitor. Let's put this off and see if the temperatures come down. We'll just select DPF temperature. Let's go back into here. DPF. Then we'll graph them. The engine's not running, so we've got 130, 120, 170, 135. Well, let's give it 5 minutes. This one's staying linear in it. 170 degrees. I'll come back to you after 5 minutes. So after leaving it for a couple of hours, you can see our temperature's now down to 25, 20 degrees, so they seem to be working fine. That's just the maximum temperature. 950. So I thought a DPF norm would just go up to about 750, but I don't know. So the other thing we were thinking was, if this guy's running about with this empty, it's never going to do a regen because it looks for at least quarter of a tank. So let's go and get some diesel in this. Clean it with the DPF doctor and we'll take it for there. So we put in the old DPF doctor right into the DPF underneath. I'll maybe show you where I put it. But anyway, you can see we're measuring bar, 0 bar at the moment, key on, engine off. 40 degrees, 40 degrees, 40 degrees, 20 degrees, 25 degrees. And these are other doodads. So we'll go and take it a test drive. If Roddy can stop talking. Roddy! Have we gone, lad? So, so you can see just after 2 minutes of driving, we're up to 195, 95, 210, 60 in that one, which seems very low, and 55 in the other one. So, but they're going up. So that's that. You're fit doing. We're at 1 bar. Oh, we're over 1 bar. So we need this DPF doctor to do the business. Oh, it's massive high. Well, you just stop it and see what it idles it, Roddy, just see if it's... Just to take it a leisurely drive, eh? Oh, we're still high. Right, we're not coming down at all, we're filling up. Oh, we're maxed out. So the figure is improving. We're now down at 0.8 bar. So what we're going to do, it's still gutless, but maybe it's engine management light. So if Roddy just puts the key off, puts the ignition on, and we'll see if we can clear the code. It's at your side, my man. I'll go back out. We'll read the fault code, see if they're still active. Active. So let's see if we'll just delete them. Clear fault codes. Okay. Okay. Read fault codes. High temperature still. Can you clear that? So let's read data stream again. Temp. We've not got any high pressure here at the moment, unless that one's high, 340 degrees. We'll just drive that, Roddy, see what happens. See if we've got any more oomph. Aye. Still got the oomph. So we're still flat. And if we're getting up to 7 psi, we're still massive. So the one after's higher than the one before. That would be right. So you can see we've got the old DPF doctor by Intertech underneath the car, and we're going right into, oh, it's a difficult shot. See that first pipe there? Now I went in via the rubber just slightly back. It's hard to get a shot in the pit. But if you can take that out, you're probably better going right in there, but we can't take that out. So get your stuff in there. I think you need five shots to go in there, allow it maybe 20 minutes to settle in, then take it a drive. But before we take it a drive, we're going to tell it it's had a new DPF fitted and see if that helps, because the last time we never, and it just filled back up. So let's try it this time, and that will get rid of that P1499 code. We just seen Big Matt the mechanic, he's had this problem himself, so we're going to try that. Here is temperature sensor number 3, just behind the DPF. We initially thought that was the one it was complaining about, but no, it's not. That's reading fine, and we did think it was reading fine when we seen the scan tool. but it goes up underneath the floor, but didn't even bother disconnecting it. It needs the DPF reset to reset these maximum temperatures. So it's got 3 probes on it, so one behind the DPF, and then there's one underneath there just after. I think there's a catalyst on this. I don't know where the other one is, but don't waste your time. So go into MPI, enter. Go into special function. So we go into, what was it? Was that initialization? So DPF exchange service. So this will reset the values, especially temperature. So go perform. Are you sure, please? Yes. Completed. So we then exit back out of there, go back, read fault codes, no fault codes. So X out of that. We'll read our stream. So put DPF. So is it OK? Select all, 17. So we've still got, well, key off. DPF regeneration operating, so off. We want that to remain off. We want that to remain off. So 35 degrees, 35 degrees, 40 degrees, 40 degrees, 35, 35. The maximum has now disappeared down to 0. That's to 0. So let's give it a run and see if it comes back. Right. The big important one's the pressure. Eh? Sorry, what you said?
There's a shooting right in there.
It's at half a bar, so let's graph it. So let's start her up and see. We're doing a bit, Roddy. But hopefully it'll no do a regen. Regeneration operating off. Off. Right, let's take her a run. So we're going down the road here, not getting it much. The pressure's still quite high, so I want to try and get about, Roddy, see if we go. No, we're still getting to 1 bar. Did it go? No.
Aye.
Then. Aye. To be honest, we may have won the battle, but we've not won the war. So you can see when Roddy boots that, we're still getting up under. We're getting up to half a bar, over half a bar. So there's 7 on acceleration. There's 7 or 8 psi in that DPF. That's too high. So we get the full story. So he was telling us he got it cleaned out 2 weeks ago, and it drove for 2 weeks fine, and then the light came back on. So it's not doing a regen at the moment. No less a life in motorways maybe help it, but we'll just leave it at that. But I suppose the point of this video is if you've got a P1499, don't bother chasing any temperature sensors. I can't really just sit at the side of the road at 3000 RPM and see what we're getting. Because maybe, because that's under full load, so I just take it up to 3000 RPM, really. So it's at 3000 RPM, we should be under 2 psi, right? That's 3000. So 3000, we're at a third of a bar. So that's like 4 or 5 psi. 4 psi, I would still say that's too high. It's coming down a wee bit. Leave it at that.